There's this piece of information when I'm building with my clients. My name's Madeline. I've helped dozens of different property management companies implement, build, and revise their LeadSimple processes in the last year. What I think people need to know about LeadSimple. So something that I think gets missed very often is there's actually, I think, 4 different types of custom fields. There's what's called process custom fields. Process custom fields are what gives you access to conditional logic. Process custom field can be used for if this, then that logic. So if they signed up for their lease renewal process, then we can move on to this next step. If something is yes, or if something is no, or if something is a specific answer, then you can build custom logic off of it using LeadSimple's conditional management. Process custom fields are the only ones that wipe clean at the end of every process. Because if we're in the property management world, we don't want to track a tenant's lease renewal decision 2 years in a row in the same step. So year 1, if they decide, yes, they want to renew their lease. Year 2, we don't want to see the answer from last year because it will mess with your conditional logic. So LeadSimple has done the phenomenal thing of every time a process starts over, it wipes the logic. So just know if you're building custom fields and you choose a process field, instead of something being filled out once and you get to keep it forever, you're going to have to fill it out every time. So a reason that you would not want to use a process custom field is a situation like number of bedrooms or whether or not pets are allowed at a property, because that information is probably not going to change. The second type of custom field, number 2, is a unit and property field. So it's different from process field because it actually is the piece of information that is tied to the property and not to a person, because a unit like a bedroom or bath count is not really ever going to change unless the renovation is done, as opposed to a person or a process where you would have to change the answer every time you create a new process, or you'd have to change the answer every time somebody new moves in or if the property sells. So a process field, just to recap, a process field wipes at the end of every process. A unit and property field stay the same, and you can house data inside of that field. The third type of field, and we'll kind of combine these, is a lead field and a contact field. So let's say your lead is owner LLC 1. Owner LLC 1 might be owned. They might have multiple members. So you might have member 1 and member 2 in owner LLC 1. So your contacts are going to be housed there and your lead is going to be housed there. So here's information that we might want for contacts. Contacts would be birthdays. Contacts would be house addresses. Lead fields might be agreement start dates or lease start dates. So those are going to be things that a lead is going to want as opposed to just a contact. When you're looking at a process in LeadSimple, you're not looking at a lead, you're looking at a contact, and you're looking at a property and a unit. So if you have data under leads that you're going to want to see through processes, you're probably going to want to actually put that under contacts, such as addresses, or if you have an NPS score that you track, those are going to be a contact field, because you're going to want to be able to see that information from process to process. If you need help organizing your custom fields, if you need help figuring out which ones to use, if you need help with your LeadSimple account overall, I'm your girl. My name's Madeline. I've helped dozens of different property management companies implement, build, and revise their LeadSimple processes in the last year. I'd love to help you and your team create a team of process champions.